Yo 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 yo.
Jess Hilarious, she running a little late. Charlamagne the God, he'll be here in a second, and it's Thursday. Yes, they're both late, but there's a good reason. Well, I guess you could say it's a good reason. Again, the UN is in town, so you know when the UN is in town, all the world leaders they transcend. They come to New York City and they have these huge meetings all over the city. And it just so happens some of the UN dignitaries are staying in hotels that are around the radio station. So what that means is when we come to work, they make us get out of our car before we can actually even get on the block, right? Today was a little worse than yesterday. Yesterday, they just checked the car and kept it moving. It's raining in New York City today, so they actually made me get out the car. You know, you had to open up the back, open up the front. You had to open up every door. Today, they actually did a whole thorough check, not just sweeping with the dogs. They actually went inside with flashlights, looking in the glove boxes, making sure, I guess, I didn't have any weapons or bombs or any explosive material. And then after that, they let you, go on your way to your parking lot. So when I spoke to Charlamagne a couple of minutes ago, he was getting checked. So I don't know if they did a thorough check or more of a check to him. Check? I don't know with Charlamagne, you never know. But they did a thorough check. So they were doing a thorough check with Charlamagne. So he'll be joining us in a second. All right. Now, Mayor Eric Adams will be joining us this morning. He's the mayor of New York City. He's running for re-election. He's running as an independent. Last time he ran, he was a Democrat. Now he's an independent now. He's actually losing in the polls. So we'll talk to Mayor Adams. I'm just curious to what changed? Why does it seem like people just dislike him so much now? So we'll ask him that. And also, we'll find out everything that happened with his case, if he's aligned with Trump and everything going on with Mayor Eric Adams. And even the crime in the city, because they say crime is down, but it doesn't feel like that. You know, we talked yesterday with Mimi, and we said an officer got, pushed onto the tracks a day ago last night. An officer was leaving work. They were married, and now on their way home, somebody tried to rob him, and they actually had to shoot the person. So we'll talk to Mayor Adams again about crime in New York City. Like, they're saying crime is down, but it doesn't feel like that. What up, Charlamagne?
Yo, what's the word?
They did a thorough check with you while you fixing your pants.
Man, shut up, man. Hey, can I just sit in here and settle down for a second?
I told the world they did a thorough check on you. You come in here and you fixing your pants.
They did a thorough check on everybody. It's the Secret Service. But, they was cool. They remember us from yesterday.
They was cool. Yeah, they were cool today.
Yeah, so they let us get through a little bit quicker. But, it is what it is, man. It's life. What you supposed to do?
All right. Well, yeah. Well, Mayor Adams, like I said, will be joining us this morning, so we'll kick it with him. When we come back, we got front page news. Mimi will be here, so don't go anywhere. And it's T.I.'s birthday today, so we're going to get some T.I. in the mix, man. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Let's go. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Start off with some quick sports. Last night, I actually took my son to the New York City football game. They played Miami, and Messi played. Messi is my son's favorite player. And Messi got busy last night. He scored 2 goals. New York City Football Club lost 4-0, but what a game it was last night. So salute to the New York City Football Club of Miami won last night. And also tonight in Thursday Night Football, the Seahawks take on the Cardinals on Prime at 8:15. What's up, Mimi?
Good morning, Amy. Good morning, Charlamagne.
Peace, Mimi.
Good morning. All right, y'all. Well, we start in Dallas this morning, where gunfire broke out at a U.S. Immigrations and Custom Enforcement field office. Now, 3 detainees were shot. 1 is dead. 2 others are fighting for their lives in critical condition. No ICE officers were hurt. Now, the shooter has been identified as 29-year-old Joshua John. Officers say he opened fire from a nearby rooftop before turning the gun on himself. The FBI is calling it targeted violence. Now, investigators say shell casings left at the scene were engraved with the words anti-ICE. But John's background, though, it paints a more complicated picture. Public records show he once faced a minor marijuana charge, lived with his parents in a Dallas suburb, and spent a lot of time online talking about video games, cars, and pop culture. He voted in both Democratic and Republican primaries and showed little sign of strong political activism. For now, investigators are still working to understand the motive for the attack. But the political fallout has already started. President Trump calling the shooting despicable and blaming what he called the radical left Democrats for demonizing ICE. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem promising to hire more ICE agents, casting the shooting as part of a broader war on immigration enforcement. And J.D. Vance, his comments are probably getting the most attention this morning. Let's hear what he had to say.
But what we know is that in Dallas, Texas, an ICE facility, an Immigrations and Customs Enforcement facility, was opened fire upon by a violent left-wing extremist, a person who wrote anti-ICE messaging on their bullets, and there's some evidence that we have that's not yet public, but we know this person was politically motivated. They were politically motivated to go after law enforcement. They were politically motivated to go after people who are enforcing our border.
I wonder how do we know that this individual didn't have people that were deported? Have family members that were deported or a girlfriend? I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there. Do we know that?
We don't know any of that. Even the FBI has said it's still under investigation. And so to come out and say, it's kind of like what we saw with the Charlie Kirk shooting, they come out and say these things. And so immigration advocates are pushing back, pointing that it was detainees, not officers who were struck by gunfire. They say that while Washington frames this as an attack on law enforcement, it's the migrant community that they feel like the real target. Wednesday shooting, though, in Dallas was the second attack on this ICE facility in recent weeks. Just last month, a suspect was arrested for making a bomb threat against that same office. And in July, a police officer was shot outside another detention center just 40 miles away.
Well, I think it's extremely dangerous for the Vice President of the United States of America to come out and immediately politicize this situation. I don't know why they do this. I don't know why the right immediately blames the left. I don't know why the left immediately blames the right. Why can't everybody just take a step back and let's see what this person's motive was first?
Exactly. Let the investigation play out. And we're less than a week away from a possible government shutdown. And this time, Republicans say they're ready to make it as painful as possible for Democrats. Now, talks between the two parties have gone nowhere for weeks. Democrats want to protect the Affordable Care Act subsidies. Republicans want a short-term clean spending bill, and neither side is budging. That has left President Trump and GOP leaders feeling confident they can pin the blame on Democrats if the government shuts down. Now, a shutdown would have a wide-ranging effects. Federal workers could be forced to report without pay. National parks would close. Agencies like Veteran Affairs, the IRS, and Health and Human Services could see disruptions, consequences that would hit families, seniors, and veterans before they touch lawmakers. Now, Republicans say they are united in their position, and with Trump back in the White House, they believe they control the narrative by deciding what services are deemed essential. GOP Senator Mark Marshall put it bluntly, saying red states will be spared the hardest. Red states will be spared the hardest hits, while blue states should expect more pain. Now, Democrats, however, argue that Republicans are the ones pushing the government toward a shutdown, and Trump canceling a meeting this week with House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries and Senate Leader Chuck Schumer earlier this week only underscore the stalemate. They say he's signaling that he's willing to let the deadline pass without a deal. So at its core, this fight is about leverage. Republicans want to weaken Democratic priorities like healthcare funding, and they insist that these programs must be protected, while Republicans, they want a clean spending bill. So they say right now both sides remain dug in, with a possible shutdown just days away. So we'll see what happens.
So while they have a pissing contest, as usual, we the people suffer.
Yep,
the American people suffer.
That's right.
Exactly. So we'll continue to watch this and see what happens next week. Coming up, another headache for Disney and maybe for you too. We'll tell you what's happening coming up next.
All right, everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open again. 800-585-1051. Get it off your chest. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
It's a new day.
This is your time to get it off your chest.
Wake up.
Whether you're mad or blessed.
It's time to get up and get something.
Call up now. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Vern.
Hey, Vern.
What's up, Vern?
Good morning, Vern.
All right. Yeah, I was calling, man, because I want to give a shout out to you guys, man. I appreciate the things that y'all do on the radio. I'm committed, man, every day listening to y'all.
Thank you, Vern. Thank you.
Yeah, so I also want to give a shout out to my brand, The New You.
What's The New You?
It's about, all right, so The New You is about a movement, motivation, basically encouraging folks to stay motivated. And so it's kind of like a compliment to Charlamagne, mental health awareness.
Yes, sir.
Pretty much a compliment to that. Yeah. So if you look it up, man, it's my handle on TikTok at The New You, and my website, producethenewYou.com. Check me out.
Where you calling from, brother?
Oh, well, I'm actually calling from Valdosta, Georgia.
Okay. If you want to come up, man, I got my 5th annual Mental Wealth Expo Saturday, October 11th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Joel and Diane Bloom Wellness and Event Center in Newark, New Jersey. And it's a free event, you know what I mean? So, that would be a good place for you to come up and push your initiative as well.
Yes, absolutely, man. And again, it's my handle, my website is Produce the New You. When you look it up, check me out. It's spelled NUWU.com. ProduceTheNewYou.com.
Thank you, Vern.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Vern.
Hello.
Vern, he was born to be old.
Vern.
That man gonna live a long time. You gotta live to be 80, 90 with a name like Vern.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, what up, Envy? What's the deal? It's KD from Poughkeepsie.
What's up, brother? Get it off your chest.
Yo, man, I want to give Fox News Charlamagne's donkey of the day, man. They compare Charlie Floyd's death to
Charlie Kirk's
George
death.
Floyd's death.
Right.
To Charlie Kirk's death, man. That's crazy, man. The two deaths are totally different.
Yeah, I don't understand the comparison either. I really don't. I don't. It's a lot of things I don't understand about that situation. I don't understand the Charlie Kirk, Martin Luther King Jr. comparison either. Like, I don't know why they playing. I don't know why people playing like tragedy Olympics with these things.
Right.
I mean, like, it just totally makes no sense, man. One got killed in the hands of police officers. The other one was assassinated. How do they compare the two? They're talking about the riots and things like that nature. Like, why ain't the Charlie Kirk, the people for Charlie Kirk rioting? Now, I'm not condoning any death. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to both brothers. But, I mean, it's totally different.
Yeah, because, Charlie Kirk didn't get paid by people who we pay with our tax dollars.
Right. Hello, who's this?
Yo, what up, dog? This is D1.
D1, what's up? Get it off your chest.
What up, dog? I just want to shout out my son. It's his birthday today. He turned 4. His name Demir.
Peace, Demir.
Peace, Demir. Happy birthday, Demir.
Yeah, and shout out to your family, DJ Envy. You and your family, your daughter on their engagement. And
appreciate it.
I want to shout out the 2 ladies that be coming on giving us the political statements and stuff. That's key things because.
Oh, you talking about Mimi?
Talking about Front Page News?
I think Mimi and the other girl that come on.
Teslin Figaro?
Yeah. They showed, like, a lot of us don't pay attention to that stuff, but we listen to y'all show and make us more in depth with what's going on and stuff, and it just keep us up to date on stuff. So shout out to y'all for keeping us in touch with that.
Appreciate you, brother.
Hello, who's this?
What's good, Envy? This is Vito.
Vito, what's up? Where you calling from?
I'm from Milwaukee, bro. What up?
What's up with you, brother? Get it off your chest.
Hey, I was just noticing how the internet and the streets is totally different. On the internet, online, they against everything Trump implements as far as like cleaning up the ghettos and the murder rates and all of that. But then in real life, you got folks, the working class that are all for it and they support that, like Chicago Flips Red movement. And just all the corrupt within the Democratic Party holding down the black community for so many years. So I just wanted to throw that out there. The internet is totally different from what
I would say
what the people in the communities want.
I would say that it's also still a little bit more nuanced than you just made it. I know the Chicago Flips Red movement. Zoe's been up here before, but I think that it's a little bit more nuanced. Like the internet isn't all one way, and the streets aren't all one way either, brother.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about, Charlamagne. You try to defend it and be the arm of the Democratic whatever. And then I want to throw one thing out there.
No, whoa.
You the arm.
Right there is exactly what I'm talking about. Because you'll say that, but then you'll have other people that'll say I'm MAGA. So you understand what I mean when I say things are a little bit more nuanced than people think?
No, I think that in the reality, Charlamagne, respectfully, I got a lot of respect for you, but the reality is, in your true form in real life, you know what's right, but sometimes you in a situation where you have to say the opposite.
No, I'm not. I'm not. Charlamagne is never in a anything you hear come out of my mouth is how I feel. It has nothing to do with nothing else. But once again, that's what I mean when I say things are a little bit more nuanced, because there's people on the internet who are against Trump, and then there's people on the internet that are for Trump, and then in the streets there's people on the internet in the streets that are for Trump, and there's people that are against Trump. Everything is a lot more nuanced than people try to make things.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, good morning. This is Adele. Good morning, DJ and Charlamagne and Jess.
What up, Adele? Get off your chest, brother.
First, I want to congratulate your daughter on the engagement. I thought it's a really beautiful thing. I admire your family.
Oh, thank you so much.
All your families, you guys doing great things. But I had a thought when she announced the engagement. I thought it'd be really cool, or maybe it's too late if you want Charlamagne reenacted that bad boy scene with the boyfriend.
You know, the funny part is when
How about Reggie?
Yeah, I know you're talking about Reggie. The first time I actually met Andrew, he was at a car show in Houston. So he had to pull in it, and all Madison's uncles was there, and all my friends was there. So they put him through the ringer that first day. I actually felt bad for him the first day, but he held it strong, and now he's become part of the family. But they put him through the ring already.
The first time Envy met Andrew, he passed out because he thought he was meeting himself.
Definitely did not. But June, Danny, and everybody, they put him through the ringer. You know, had a hard talk with him, but you know he stayed, and he's a good young man, bro.
Yeah, from what you said, I can tell he's a great young man. So I'm happy for y'all. And like I said, I admire y'all, all y'all. You're a beautiful family. I read your first book, and just to see how you and your wife raise your, I think, 6 kids, which doesn't happen too often in this day and age. It's a really beautiful thing to see. And you too, Charlamagne. I think we have 3 daughters.
4, my brother.
Wow. See, y'all doing it. Keep it up, man. Keep being an example to a young black man.
Thank you, brother.
And of course, Jess too, and eventually Loren. You know, when she gets married.
Loren, that's gonna be a long time ago. I mean, let us pray. Let us pray.
I appreciate your positive energy up here this morning. This is a really non-positive room.
Let's light our stage. You know what I'm saying?
Don't light nothing for me.
Let's hope she keeps going to therapy. You know what I mean?
Don't like nothing for me. No spells you be doing.
Jesus,
you stay right over there.
Jesus,
I got a good thing going. Don't you touch it. Don't pray about it. Don't sneeze over it.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. We got the latest with Loren coming up.
We do, and we're going to talk about A$AP Rocky and Rihanna because you know they've been saying they want their girl.
Right.
They got their boys. They want their girl. They welcomed a new baby. We're going to talk about which baby they welcomed, a boy or girl.
All right, we'll get to that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Loren becoming a straight fast.
She gets them from somebody that knows somebody.
She gets the details.
I'm the homegirl that knows a little bit about everything.
She be having the latest on you.
The latest with Loren LoRosa.
Sometimes she have facts, sometimes she have details, sometimes she have a little bit of everything.
Well, it's the latest.
On The Breakfast Club.
Talk to me.
Well, A$AP Rocky just told Elle magazine a few days ago that him and Rihanna were praying for a baby girl. You know that they have sons already. And yesterday, Rihanna let us know, the world know, that they got their baby girl finally.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes.
Do we know her name?
Yes, we do. So her name is Rocky Irish Mayers. And Rihanna lists her birthday as September 13th, 2025.
Don't drop on a clue bomb.
Yes, they finally have their baby girl, and it's so cute too. So in the photos that Rihanna posted, she's holding the baby, and you know, in the pink and all the things, and then when you swipe over, it's like these pink little baby boxing gloves for like Rocky.
So cute.
Yeah, it's really cute.
Love that.
Yeah, so congratulations to them. Now, in other news, switching gears, so here in New York, that we've been having a lot of conversations about the RICO situation because Diddy and all the court stuff, and I'll actually be headed back to court today. We'll talk about that in a second. But before we get there, we got to back up because Ray J made some claims on the stream, and he's claiming that he is now working to develop a federal RICO against Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner.
About what?
Sex tape?
Well, you know, he says that he feels like the sex tape ruined his life, but basically he's saying that because of everything that they've been able to do behind the scenes. So I'll let him talk. Let's listen to Ray J on stream.
Federal RICO though, KK and Kris. Ooh, the federal RICO I'm about to drop on Kris and Kim is about to be crazy. I'm talking about, I'm on the news every day like, yeah. Meaning like I'm going to say a lot of shit.
Got a little bounce, you know, you walk with your
Like anybody know Kim and cool with Kim. They need to tell her now. The rain is coming. The feds is coming. Hey, right. The feds is coming. It's nothing I can do about it. It's worse than Diddy. It's worse than Diddy.
Y'all hear this, boy?
It's worse than Diddy. The feds are coming to investigate. Yeah, because it's like, I can't be the dirty guy no more.
I think if it's one thing we should have learned from the Diddy situation is everything is not a RICO, guys. Okay, this is what happens when the feds overplay their hand and overcharge people like they did with Diddy. They hit Diddy with a RICO, and it wasn't a RICO. Now everybody just throws the word RICO around.
Yeah, it's just the word. Everybody goes RICO, but it's he hasn't said what they're being charged with. What did they do wrong?
And Diddy and Ray J kind of contradicted himself because he said it's worse than Diddy. But Ray J, you were also the person saying that Diddy shouldn't be charged with RICO.
I have that audio. Let's take a listen to to Ray J a few months ago talking about Diddy and comparing it to the Kardashians. Let's take a listen.
And I feel like it's becoming a circus act for stuff that doesn't make any sense for what Diddy's being charged for. I mean, there's a lot of bad things happening, and we all agree with that. But a RICO, racketeering, sex trafficking, like I've been with Diddy a long time. And if I haven't seen any of these kind of heinous acts happening, then where was I when it was happening? If you told me that the Kardashians was being charged for racketeering, I might believe it. But Diddy, sex trafficking, and all these other extra things, like, it's, to me, knowing him, knowing the situation, being around with most of the people that's testifying, you know, I just feel like there's somebody at the top who's making a statement, who's making a point.
Yeah, so he doesn't really provide direct context as to what the RICO, like what the charges will be and why, but every time he talks about Diddy, he brings in the Kardashians, and you know, now people are wondering why.
All I'm saying, everything is in a RICO. Everything is in an organized criminal enterprise.
But I think it's these words that just people just keep using. Like RICO was one of them. Triggered was another. Toxic was another. Gaslighting was another.
There's nothing wrong with those words.
These words, when you use them the wrong way, just
nothing wrong with those words.
You've been on TikTok.
Yeah, just use them the wrong way.
Where? You've been on TikTok.
TikTok.
You know, that's the unk side of it.
I know.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I just don't understand what the charges would be. Like, what do they do as a group? Basketball, like athletes, rappers, like what are they going to be in trouble for?
Wow,
Listen,
good stab.
Dropping a clues bomb for Ray J. Ray J is just stirring waters to catch fish. Okay,
he been stirring
all the time.
Yes, man. Yeah, Ray J know exactly what he doing, man. Ray
just his MO.
Yes.
But what if he really is trying to put together a RICO though?
Based on what though?
I don't know.
There's gonna be a lot of money spent in court for no reason.
I'm going to that case. I will be there.
You're not gonna see nothing.
It will be very entertaining when Ray J gets on the stage.
Ray J is going viral. That's exactly what Ray J is doing. Okay, so subscribe to Ray J's Twitch. What's Ray J's Twitch? What's his Twitch?
I don't know.
And he got something coming out with Zeus. He got something coming out with Lamel.
Oh, I saw that. Love Cabin. I think that's what it's called. Love Cat. Ray J. His Twitch is actually Ray J. Ray J. Subscribe to Ray J's Twitch, yo.
There's something he got coming out.
You will always be entertained.
That's right.
Well,
you going back to court?
Yeah.
Today?
So I wasn't going to go because I thought that they were going to be there just discussing what next week for the sentencing on October 3rd would be like for Diddy. But yesterday I talked to someone in the know who let me know that Diddy's team believes that today Diddy may get the news that the 2 Mann Act charges, or at least one of, or something, will be acquitted. So a while ago, Diddy's team came to the judge in court and said the prosecution did not do a good job of proving their case. They didn't submit the right evidence. Y'all keep talking about what he did with prostitution, but he never directly booked prostitutes. He never had sex with any of the male escorts. He also didn't make money off of this like prostitution ring that you guys are claiming. So this can't stand. So they submitted that. The prosecution shot back with to fight that. Today the judge makes the decision, but the reason why I'm told his team thinks that today is going to be like a big day, and I saw like Christian Combs post a video of him and Diddy and do the whole thing, is because everyone's being called into court. Like Diddy's coming into court. Of course his attorneys will be there, but it could have went a different way. They could have just did it via Zoom. The judge could have submitted letters.
Have they done things with Diddy on Zoom? Where he was on? Yes? Okay.
Yeah, we did. They did things with Diddy on Zoom toward the end of the case, right before the verdict. Like that's a thing that could have happened. But yeah, so they think that this may be a thing. All of his family, will be there today. So
I know the Mann Act been around since 1910, but every time I hear people say the Mann Act, I just think about all those men's, all those male prostitutes, all that semen on the nipples of mans.
If the family is getting ready and listening to the Breakfast Club any morning, I just
don't it just sound crazy? Diddy was what is it? Guilty of the Mann Act. He acted on them men, didn't he?
You sound like somebody's grandma.
It sounds funny.
What's wrong with you, man?
Speaking of Diddy and men.
Oh boy, but
man.
So you know how they
probably change the name of the act now just because of him.
There were all those character letters that were submitted, including the one by Young Miami that we talked about, and his mom and his family. But there were also character letters submitted by other inmates that have been working with Diddy's, and they say that Diddy has created this this program in jail where he's teaching his fellow inmates business skills. And they wrote letters singing his praises to the judge. In the letters, the program is called Free Game with Diddy, and it's a course behind bars.
So funny.
Free game with Diddy.
It got to be free, locked up.
Nah.
But yeah, so they're saying things like, now they have purpose because of the class, that he showed them little adjustments to like their everyday life that add up to big changes. He's teaching them about, chasing the easy money and how that's the wrong way to achieve real success.
I don't know if I would want that though. They might try to keep him. Like, you're doing such a good job in here.
You cleaning up the streets.
I don't know if I would want them inmates writing me them type of letters.
Because Diddy's business has always been great, right? So that's been good for the inmates.
Yeah, I mean, and I imagine being an inmate and getting a 101
Just imagine the free game. It's free game with Diddy.
That is going to be interesting though. When Diddy gets out, is he going to continue to do stuff like that with the inmates? You know what I mean? Like, how Shaka Shankar always goes to speak to inmates all over the country. Like, I was with Shaka a couple weeks ago at Rikers, talking to the inmates. I wonder if Diddy's going to continue to do stuff like that.
Well, they said he wants to, help other people who have done things that he's done. Remember, they were saying that.
Nobody does what he's done. Nobody has done that. I don't think so.
Well, we'll see what happens today. I'll let you guys know what happens. I think it's going to be pretty short, though. I think court will be fast today.
Okay. All right. Well, that's the latest with Loren. Now, when we come back, we got front page news. And the mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, will be joining us. All right. So we'll talk to him in a little bit. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get back in some front page news. Now, some quick sports. Salute to the New York City Football Club. It's a soccer team in New York City. They played Miami. My son's favorite player was Messi, so we went there to watch Messi. Messi scored 2 goals. They blew us out. But salute to the New York City Football Club.
You know what I find so funny about that? The Giants are 0-3. The Jets are 0-3. Got these motherfuckers going to watch soccer. And y'all still lose. Even the soccer team still lose.
Damn.
God damn. Y'all can't wait for this baseball season.
Baseball season is good.
And basketball season.
The Yankees actually number one in the division. Yankees is good.
Oh, it's baseball season already?
Yeah, this is about to go to playoffs.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't be paying no attention.
And tonight, if you're into football, the Seahawks take on the Cardinals on Thursday Night Football at 8:15. What's up, Mimi?
Good morning, NB, Jess, and Charlamagne. How y'all doing?
Peace, Mimi.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so let's talk about Jimmy Kimmel and his big return to late night TV. The numbers are in, and it was a huge success. 6 million viewers on ABC, 15 million clicks on YouTube. His first show since the suspension is now the most watched Jimmy Kimmel Live episode in more than a decade. Now, according to ABC, the episode drew in 6.3 million viewers on traditional television, and that's more than 3 times the show's normal audience. Now, online, the impact was much larger. Kimmel's nearly half-an-hour monologue on free speech, it has gone viral, clocking more than 15 million views on YouTube and tens of millions of more on social media, making it his most watched monologue ever. Now, all this happened despite the show being blacked out in nearly a quarter of American homes. Station groups like Nexstar and Sinclair, which control dozens of ABC affiliates, they refused to air the episode, but viewers in those markets went online instead, turning Kimmel's comeback into a streaming event. Now, Kimmel was sidelined for nearly a week after a controversial monologue about the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk that sparked backlash and political pressure. But now the numbers suggest the attempt to silence him may have backfired. Critics and free speech advocates say the suspension set a dangerous precedent, and instead of shrinking his audience, the controversy supercharged it, making Kimmel's return one of the most talked about late night moments ever.
Yeah, as you said, Mimi, this is his highest rated show in over a decade. So this lets me know the audience is still there for late night, but you have to give folks must-see TV. It has to be an experience. It has to be something they feel like they can't miss. I don't want to wait to watch this on YouTube. I need to see this in real time now. I don't know how many more of those you can create though.
Yeah. That was probably, and I'm thinking this week, the numbers will probably stay high, but we'll see what happens. But because it was blacked off in about 23% of the markets, and he still broke records, it just goes to show you people don't want to be censored, or they don't want their show censored, or told what they can watch and what they can't watch.
Yeah, I watched it again last night because I felt like the monologue when he came back was a little too safe for my liking. You know what I mean? Especially being of the moment that we're in. I felt like it should have just been I don't know. I just felt like it should have been a lot more stronger. It shouldn't have been about him. It should have been about the moment that we're in, as far as they're trying to take away freedom of speech and him being on Trump's hit list. So I listened again last night to see how he would bring it, and he came at Trump a little bit.
Yeah, he had some moments. Did you see the skit with Robert De Niro?
I did. Yep, I did.
Okay. They had a few little punchy jokes in there too. So that was fun. All right. Well, Kimmel isn't the only Disney Disney making headline. The company is facing heat on another front: its streaming business. Starting next month, prices are going up again for Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN streaming service. It's the third October in a row that Disney has raised fees, and the timing couldn't be more awkward, coming just as millions of people say they are canceling their subscriptions in protest of Kimmel's suspension. So how much more are you going to have to pay? Well, Disney and Hulu with ads will climb from about $10 to $12 a month, while their ad-free versions will jump from about $16 to $19. An ESPN streaming service is also going up about $1 from $12 to $13 a month. Now, Disney insists these price hikes were already planned, so they come as the company is moving ahead with bigger changes. After completing its full takeover of Hulu this past summer, Disney says it will fully merge Hulu into Disney Plus by 2026, though standalone subscriptions will still be available. I didn't cancel my Hulu subscription because I wanted to watch Reasonable Doubt, but I understand the so I'm still here. I'm glad that he's back on the air, so I don't feel any pressure to do that.
Yeah, I didn't cancel my subscription because I got kids. All right, Bluey and Spidey and his amazing friends. Yep. Like that got my household got my house in the chokehold.
Yeah, my daughter too.
Yeah, so some tough calls there. All right, and in the middle of funding, we're going to switch gears just a little bit. In the middle of funding cuts hitting colleges nationwide, there is some good news for HBCUs. Billionaire Mackenzie Scott, the ex-wife of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, has donated $70 million to the United Negro College Fund, one of the largest gifts in history. Now, the money will be divided among 37 private, historically black colleges and universities. So schools like Spelman, Howard, Hampton, Morehouse, Tuskegee will each receive roughly about $5 million through a pooled endowment fund designed to strengthen long-term financial health of HBCUs. It's part of the bigger UNCF push to raise $1 billion for these schools. Now, timing matters because across the country, many colleges are losing funding and seeing enrollment drop. HBCUs, which have always been underfunded, continue to produce, as we know, generations of black leaders. And the UNCF president, he put it, we've always done we've always done more with less, and now it's time to do more with more.
Man, dropping the clues bombs from Mackenzie Scott. That is incredible.
That is.
I can't wait till I can do stuff like that. $70 million to HBCUs.
That's amazing.
God damn. Dropping the clues bombs from Mackenzie Scott, man. That is incredible.
Absolutely.
Salute to her. Because she don't got to do that.
Nope, not at all.
She has a history of doing that, right? She has a history of donating to just underserved college and universities, black colleges and universities, and other underserved, organizations. So we love that.
Yeah, she's just a person who cares. Like she's a big philanthropist. That's Jeff Bezos' ex-wife. So she got the bag.
Yes, she does.
You know what I'm saying? And she's utilizing it the right way. So salute to her.
Absolutely.
Really. All right, well, that's your front page news. I'm Mimi Brown. Follow me at Mimi Brown TV for more stories. Follow Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app or visit BINnews.com.
Thank you, Mimi.
Thank you.
All right, when we come back, we have the mayor of New York City, Mayor Eric Adams. He'll be joining us. He's running for re-election.
He's running for re-election, but Mondani putting his foot up his ass right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think Eric's polling in 4th place.
Yep. So we'll talk to him next.
I don't know why I need to know why he thinks he can still win, but we're going to find out.
4th place or 3rd place?
Nah, I read yesterday 4th place.
Jesus. All right. Well, we'll talk to him next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
morning,
Club.
everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Loren LoRosa's here as well. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
The mayor of New York City, Mayor Eric Adams. Welcome.
Good to be here. Nice to be here and talk about the city.
How you feeling, brother?
Good, man. You know, driving. I took my hand off the steering wheel a long time. Let go, let God. Turn on my GPS. My God position is satellite. He got me here. He's going to take me to the next level.
You know the question everybody keeps asking, are you dropping out of the mayoral race?
And you know what? I answered that 101 times. And no matter how I answer it, they come back with the same. 7 weeks ago, when they first raised that, I had something at Gracie Mansion and said, listen, I'm here to the end. They wrote that he's dropping out. They say then he's going to Saudi Arabia. I said, no, I'm not. Then they wrote I was going to be HUD. No, I'm not. I was going to meet Donald Trump at Yankee Stadium. No, I did not. What people don't understand, when you run for mayor, one of the most important aspects of running for mayor is raising the money. People couldn't beat me at the polling site, and so they orchestrated and organized to really undermine my campaign. When you hear that the mayor's dropping out over and over again, your funders are gone. Now I'm in court with Campaign Finance Board. They owe me $4 million. They don't want to give it to me. I spent $8 million the last time I ran. I'm down to now half of that now. So they have undermined my ability to get my message out by making sure they cut off all the ways I could raise money to get it done. So now I'm in a point now when I'm meeting with my funders, they say, Eric, they keep telling me you're dropping out. So our goal is to finish this race, but we have to win this court that's in court right now to get our $4 million.
I do have a question. When you first came in office, it seemed like the city loved Mayor Adams, right? They loved you. They loved the fact that you were touching the people. You were outside. You were doing things that a lot of mayors wouldn't. Like you were on 42nd Street giving away food. You were doing a lot for the city. You were popping up in Harlem, in Brooklyn, in Queens. And then it became a turning point where people started to not like Mayor Adams or start to dislike. Why did that happen? Do you think it was an orchestrated thing? Why do you think people started?
That's a great question. Think about it for a moment. Where do people get their opinions from? They pick up the papers. They start reading the papers, and they start saying, okay, this is what's happening in the city. When I go to town halls, when I'm at 40 projects, when I go out to Astoria, and I start sharing what we have done, people say, what? I didn't know that. There was, when I won mayor, here's the inner story that a lot of people don't know. When I won mayor, you can't win citywide in this city without winning what's called the New York Times belt. Upper West Side, Park Slope, Carroll Gardens, Brooklyn Heights. I lost all of that. The everyday person in the street say, this guy is one of us. And from day one, go look at how I was covered. People don't know I built more housing in the city than any mayor in the history of the city in my individual years. They don't know that low-income New Yorkers no longer pay income tax because of me. $19 billion in black and minority-owned businesses that I put in. They don't know what I'm doing for foster care children, paying their college tuition, giving them life coaches until they're 21. They don't know what we're doing about homelessness, putting people into permanent housing. Nobody knows my story.
Let me ask you a question. If they don't know, then is it really getting done? Because if the people should be the ones that's impacted by what you're doing, so why wouldn't they know?
Right. Well, there's a couple of things. People who go through it knows it all the time. They write at me. They stop me in the street. They tell me about the housing they got, my universal after school program, what we're doing about dyslexia. Folks on Rikers, I've been on Rikers Island more than any man in the history of the city, speaking with the inmates, giving them the services they need. So those who are recipient of it, they know. But when you pick up the paper, the average day person that's sitting down reading, all they know is that, hey, this guy is out all the time partying. No, I revitalized our nightlife industry.
By yourself?
Multi-billion dollar industry. Multi-billion dollar industry. Before I became mayor, they were closing down these industries where black and brown people were opening their own businesses. They were closing them down. That stopped under me. I said, we're no longer going to go in and close down the heart and soul of how these businesses start and how they employ 100,000 people who are getting jobs through it. So what you do now during campaign, you take your campaign money and you're able to go over the media and speak directly to people. I don't have the money.
Well, over the past weekend, you didn't attend any public events. while a lot of the rivals were out campaigning, and people use that to fuel more speculation that you're preparing to drop out. So how do you respond to that?
See, think about this, Charlamagne. No matter what I said, they did it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We were sitting down behind the scenes, sitting down with funders, sitting down with the campaign team, figuring out our strategies to go. I could be out. I'm outside all the time, brother. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I could be outside running around the city all the time. But anyone that knows how to build their institutions know there's a time for you to meet with your team and strategize what the next steps are. Just running around the city is not how you win a campaign. And they don't have day jobs. I do. I still got a day job. I had the UN coming. A major security issue that we had to make sure was correct. I had the high holiday. I had the Rosh Hashanah coming, making sure we deal with threats. So I still have to run the city. It's not just about running around shaking hands. I had a job to do, and I got to build my strong campaign, and that's what we're doing.
I give you credit for that because they were giving you flack for not being at the African American Day Parade, but I've seen you at events like the Heaven Up in Harlem event that OG Daniel did.
Right.
That wasn't like a scheduled thing. You were just there.
right.
You know?
And listen, there's never been a man in the history of the city that's been among the people like I have. You know, I'll drive through Brownsville and all of a sudden I see a closed barbershop or a closed hair salon. People sitting in the back smoking a cigar. I'm popping in there talking to them. How you feeling on the ground, folks? What's happening on the ground? You know, I can walk through any community in this city, and you see from the Upper West Side to Harlem to Brooklyn, people see that, you know what, Eric is among us, and I've never stopped being among us. There's nothing special about me. I never come across that, listen, I'm the man, I'm special. No, I'm the same dyslexic, South Jamaica Queens, hole in your sneakers, cardboards in the bottom. I'm the same person, brother. Same person. And they never had a mayor like me. And they never want to see that mayor do it again. What we did for black and brown people in the city is amazing. Think about this for a moment. A lot of people don't realize this. So who are the victims of shootings in the city? Black and brown. 23,000 illegal guns off the street. The lowest numbers of shootings and homicides in the first 7 months of this year in the history of the city. Who is street homeless? Black and brown. We removed 3,500 people off our streets into permanent housing. Permanent housing. Who's in our Department of Education? Black and brown. Other ethnic groups are in, but predominantly black and brown. And we have improved education in our city, outpaced the state in reading and math, universal after-school programs, 150,000 children into pre-K. Who was summer youth employment? Black and brown. 100,000 summer youth employment that we've done. Never been done before. So what I'm saying is when you pick apart my success and my policies, you have to say to yourself, this guy has gone after those who ignore for years.
I agree with you, but the thing that we talk about all the time is we hear all these numbers and stats, right?
Yes.
And we hear about crime coming down, but a lot of times it doesn't feel like that.
Right.
And maybe that's what we hear in the stories. Like, I'm driving in today, a police officer punched in the face and knocked onto the train tracks and pulled out.
Right.
Shooting here, shooting there, shooting it there. It doesn't feel as safe as the numbers would say it was. Why do you say that is?
And that's a great question, brother. Think about this for a moment. 5.6 million people ride our subway every day. 5.6 million. We have average of 5 felonies a day on our system. With 5.6 million. I mean, those numbers are astronomical. And so when a city of 8.5 million people, when you take the worst thing that happens in that city that day and you plaster it on the front pages, how are you going to feel? People, when I inherited the subway system, when I became mayor, no one wanted to be on the subway system. We put police officers on there. We went down to make sure we got people with severe mental health off our issues off our system. We removed the encampments. People were living on the side of highways. They were living in boxes and tents on our streets. And so, no, people don't feel that way because it takes a lot of time before your perception view the reality. Sometimes people are living in the past of what they felt before.
So when you put more police presence on the subways, it brought the crime down?
It was a combination of things we did.
Okay.
When we did an analysis, we saw that a lot of people say, well, hey, we want the police walking through our trains. That's not where the crimes were happening. The crimes were happening on the platforms. And so when we did a combination, number one, put our visible presence on the platform. Number two, going after those with severe mental health issues and getting them the care that they need. 1,000 people we took off the streets. And so you're right, brother, when you say, okay, you're giving us the numbers. But when you run a city, you have to run it based on indicators. You have to run it based on something to determine if you're moving in the right direction. Because when bond raters determine, are we going to tell people to invest in your city, we need to see these indicators. The bond raters raised my bond. They said, this guy has gone through COVID, 237,000 migrants and asylum seekers, lawfare where they hit him with some bogus federal charges. Out of all of that, this guy has still moved the city forward. Unprecedented levels, you know. So the numbers don't lie. You know, I can say whatever I want, but when you analyze, here's where the city was, here's where the city is. We have more jobs in New York in the history of the city. I broke the record 11 times. More small businesses in the history of the city. When I came into an office, black unemployment was 4 times the rate of white unemployment. We dropped it by 20% in the black and brown community. We turned this city around. Now, what people are pissed off at, look who I did it with. First black woman to be a first deputy mayor. First black woman police commissioner. A first Hispanic male to run the Department of Correction. First black to be a chief advisor. First Dominican in the history of the city to be a deputy mayor. First Filipino to be a deputy mayor. First Indian to be a deputy mayor. I changed the landscape of the city.
Do you feel like that's the reason why you're being attacked so much, because you've done so much?
No,
I think so many minorities on.
No, I think it's a combination. Someone told me one time, they said, listen, Eric, you don't have enough gray-haired white men around you. You looked at my administration, brother. My administration looked like us. And so what did they do? They said, you know what? Let's start just tackling him in his community. This is the same thing happened with David Dinkins. You know, go back and look at the stories at David Dinkins and see how they had the community start saying, well, you know, David Dinkins is always dressing up in a suit. He's not one of us anymore. And they eroded his base of support. So our folks just stayed home. You know, they just did it just enough to have our folks stayed home. This is, you know, I'm the second black mayor in over 30 years. We have not had a black mayor in 30 years. And I learned from David, Mayor Dinkins, who tutored me and told me. And I said, I'm going to go in with a clear agenda of how do we help those who have been underserved for years. And we did it. The record is clear.
But a lot of your criticism comes from black people, though.
Yeah, but why? Tell me why, Charlamagne. Where do they get their opinions from? I think we're underestimating the power of the media in this city. Where do they get their opinions from?
You think it's white media shaping narratives negatively about you?
Well, no, I don't think. You know, you can't say only of the white media.
Just media in general.
Right. Okay. Look across the country. Look at the black mayors across the country. And look what they're doing and bringing down crime across the country.
And I give you credit, too. You were the first person that at least put that on my radar.
Right.
Last time you was here, you said there was an attack on black mayors.
On black mayors. So look at under the previous administration, a lot of people want to talk about it. Under the previous administration, the migrants and asylum seekers went to Chicago, went to Los Angeles, went to Houston, went to New York. What was the same in all of those cities? They were all black mayors. And check this out. This is the thing that a lot of people don't realize. They say, okay, Eric, the migrants and asylum seeker issue is over. Everything is fine. No, it's not. It cost us $7.2 billion. That is $7.2 billion that I could not put into $500 million into chronically absent children, $1 billion into senior housing, $500 million into more programs for our youth formerly incarcerated. That money is going to have a long-term impact on our city. We're going to see the byproduct of what that previous administration did to us. We're going to see the byproduct of that for years to come.
But a lot of that is Democratic messaging fault because, you know, you created sanctuary cities and you said that those people were welcome here. So what a lot of those Republican governors did was put those people on planes and buses and send them to those so-called sanctuary cities. And then when y'all got overwhelmed, y'all was like, whoa. This ain't what we want.
Let me give you my version of it. You know, let's understand what sanctuary city is, because a lot of people conflate sanctuary cities. What we say as sanctuary cities, when somebody buys this bottle of water, they pay taxes on this bottle of water. Those taxes allow you services. So if your child needs to be educated, they should be allowed to go to school. If you're a victim of a crime, you should be allowed to call the police. If you need medical care, you should be allowed to go to the hospital because you're paying taxes. You don't walk into a grocery store and someone say you're undocumented, so I'm not going to give you the tax. No, you are allowed to get those taxes. When we tell people if you come here, we're going to treat you with respect. We're going to make sure you get the services that your tax dollars are paying for, and we're going to make sure you're treated with dignity and respect. It was the federal government responsibility to seal the border. So people can say what they want about the current administration. When they sealed the border, we stopped getting the flow. I was getting 4,000 a week. And the federal law said you can't stop the buses from coming in, Eric. You can't even allow them to work. You can't even allow them to volunteer and give them a stipend. And the city law said you're going to feed, house, clothe, and educate the children. So I'm following the law when they came into the city. I don't control who comes into the country, but I have to make sure while you're here, your children are in school. If not, they're going to be the victims of abuse by staying home. I got to make sure if you need medical care, you can go to the hospital. If not, you're going to overrun my emergency room. And people will prey on you knowing that you can't call the police if you're a victim of a crime. So it wasn't that we said, whoa, whoa, whoa. I was always saying, whoa, control the borders. Don't put this on cities. The cities are having to fulfill the obligations of federal the government. And in spite of that, we moved the city forward. You know, people will tell you, you know what, the guy did move the city forward. You know, the guy did turn around of the city. The guy did improve employment, improve housing, had the city safe. We got it, you know. But you know what? He's too close to Trump. But nobody tells you, I took this administration to court more than any mayor in the country. They sued me, you know, more than any mayor. And when we needed the administration, we were able to call them to get the things done. So it's not like I'm not under anyone's thumb. I'm running my city. I'm fighting for my city.
There's things that always pop up in the press that make you look a certain way, even if it's not, right? So that's why I love that you're here. So one of the biggest things was when Donald Trump, they dismissed your federal corruption charges, right? And they did it without prejudice because they said they leave it open that they can file charges later on, right? And the press put it as, well, that makes him, excuse my French,
Donald Trump's puppet.
Exactly.
Right.
Where, you know, he can be used any which way.
Right.
So what do you say to those people in that media and people that really believe that you're lining up with Trump and that might not be what people are aligned to, especially in this election?
So think about this for a moment. It was dismissed with prejudice, meaning it can't come back. It was dismissed with prejudice.
Oh, they said without prejudice.
Yeah,
okay.
no, that's what they wanted, but the judge said it's dismissed with prejudice.
Okay.
So many people never read my indictment, and I keep saying that over and over. People need to read the indictment. Mm-hmm. I was indicted for calling the fire department and asking them to do a building inspection. And all the text messages are there. I said, if you can't do it, let me know, and I'll manage their expectation. This is done every day. They took that and said, well, you know what? You got free upgrades. You paid for your flights, but you got upgrades when you flew. Flying as the borough president, I was allowed to get upgrades. They said you got free upgrades, which was not a gift. They said, we're going to tie that and say it was bribery. It was bribery. And so I'm facing 33 years in prison for this, you know? And so people say, well, if you didn't do anything wrong, why would they come at you? Ask Brian Benjamin. I think all your callers should Google Brian Benjamin, highest ranking black in the state. They indicted him also. The judge dismissed his charges also when he looked at, they saw how bogus it was. Biden said the Justice Department was politicized when he pardoned his son. You know, Trump said it. So the president on the campaign trail, I never knew the president. I never met the president. He was on the campaign trail saying, look what they're doing to that mayor in New York. You know, that's wrong what they're doing to that mayor in New York. So when he got in, he told his Justice Department, y'all need to look at that case. When they looked at the case and they saw some of the emails and text messages that the prosecutors were doing, they said, we're going to dismiss this case. That's part of the justice system. The DOJ, they do it all the time. This is not new. This was not special for Eric. They do it all the time. They look at cases and they make a determination, do we want to proceed forward? That was the determination they made. And my attorney sat down and said, look at this case, folks, and what they're doing to this mayor. They got pissed off because I was not a good Democrat, and I started voicing, this is wrong what y'all doing to our city, that this is costing us too much money, this is hurting our folks. They basically said, listen, you need to be a good Democrat, you know?
So they put you in your place.
Right, there you go.
So listen, you're polling in fourth place right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What makes you think you can still win?
As I stated, where was Madani? Where was Zoran? This distance out from the race.
He polling at 1%. I think. What you mean now?
Andrew was beating him by 20-something%.
Oh, in the primary.
Yeah,
okay.
In the primary. During the during the primary, the day before the primary, there was a poll out. Andrew was up by 12% the day before the primary. He lost by 14%. And so what I must do in these campaigns, because I've done it before. Remember, the only one that's running for mayor that has ever won mayor is me. You know, I beat an impressive field the last time. Andrew Yang was beating me by 14 points. You know, what I must do is I need my money. I have to be able to have folks come home, open up their mail, and see my story. I have to be able to have my field team on the street that I have to pay for, and my volunteers so they can talk about my story. I need to be able to do my radio ads. All the things that go with telling your story. Right now, I'm dependent on my print media to tell my story, which they made clear they're not going to tell my
and
story.
the social media, which is terrible, by the way.
Right.
I don't know who the hell doing your social media.
You be doing get ready with
looking,
me's and
I'm sorry?
It don't look
there
realistic.
was a video that was going viral of you like getting ready to go out to like an event or something like that. Yeah, and I think it gets younger people wondering who you are and why you're doing it, but it just doesn't add well to the conversation. Yeah, it just doesn't add well to the conversation. I've always wondered what's the strategy behind that? Like, why do you do that?
Yeah, you know, and this is very interesting. That, you know, you have. I'm not a social media expert. I don't know. I'm the first to tell y'all nothing about social media. But a lot of people are talking about the role of young people in the election. The only consistent voter in this city are 55 plus, older people. They're consistent. Everybody thought that young people were the ones who got Obama elected. You're seeing a more and more engagement of young people, but Obama got 65% of the young people vote, but it was only 18% of the total vote. You know, your grandmother and your mom, those are the ones that come out all the time. So and they're not on X. you know, they are on probably Facebook, and they still get that old-fashioned television ad, mail-in, etc. And that's what we want to focus on.
So with that said, why you be doing those ridiculous videos on social media?
Listen, like I said, I don't know social media, brother. You know, we have a team of folks that we put on. They create what the social media is. I don't know it.
Gotcha.
You know, I know what I know, and I know what I don't know. You know, and I would love to. You know, you want to come on board?
I think you should just scream because you be outside. But listen, the narrative is. I know we got to get out of it. The narrative is if you stay in the race, then you and Cuomo will be taking votes away from each other, and that'll make it easier for Mondani to win.
Okay, and let's look at the facts of that. The ballot is the ballot right now. You can't change the ballot. You know, so no matter what happens, you can't change the ballot. There's going to be 5 people, or even one of the candidates, Jim Walden, tried to get off. The court said no, you can't. So the ballot is the ballot. What people need to focus on and ask themselves is, what direction do they want this city to go? That's what we have to ask ourselves. We've come so far. Do we want to go back? Do they want people who want to destabilize our local supermarkets by saying you have government-run supermarkets? I've been to Venezuela and Cuba. I don't want those type of supermarkets here, and I don't want to hurt my bodegas, my Dominicans, my Koreans, my Chinese supermarkets. Do you want to legalize prostitution in our city and go back to people standing on our street corner?
Diddy says yes.
Yo, shut up, man.
You gave the key to the city. Yes. Diddy wants prostitution legalized.
What's wrong with you, man? It's nothing serious.
And so it's just a quality of life. And you know who hurts the most, brother? Our communities.
Absolutely.
Our communities can't hire private security. Our community can't go into make sure that some homeless person is not defecating on their street corners or sitting in their schoolyard. Our communities will be impacted by these policies that idealism collides with realism.
What is Mondani doing better than you?
Selling a lie. You know, selling a lie. You know, he was an assemblyman for 4 years. He missed 50% of his votes. Like, where's his record? The reason you're able to critique me is because I have a record of over 40 years. Over 40 years of doing this. You can't critique him, you know, and he's just selling a lie. When he was asked the other day, what is your policy on decriminalized prostitution? I haven't figured that out yet. He's going to sell a lie until he gets into office, if he were to win. So the reason you could sit me on this show and say, okay, here's what you've done, you know, you can't do that with him. We don't know who we have. You know, we have a person that's a good actor, good communicator, and knows how to tell people whatever they want to hear to get elected.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Eric Adams, we appreciate you for joining us. Thank you so much.
How do you donate to your campaign?
Eric Adams 2025. Make a donation to make sure I can communicate with you.
All right. There you have it. It's the Breakfast Club. It's Mayor Eric Adams. What up, y'all? It's DJ Envy. I don't know about you, but there's nothing better than feeling like someone's got your back and things are getting done without you even having to ask. Like when your friend grabs the check before you can even reach for your wallet. Or like when your kids are actually ready to go on time. Bags packed, shoes on, no stress. Well, that's the vibe AT&T is on with their new AT&T Guarantee. It's simple. When you're with AT&T, if there's a network outage, they'll proactively make it right with a credit for a full day of service, guaranteed. There's no paperwork, no long wait times, and better yet, you don't have to chase anyone down. It's just handled because AT&T knows your time is precious. Staying connected means you never miss the moments that matter. From quick check-ins on loved ones to cracking jokes with your crew, AT&T is making sure you're covered, even when the unexpected happens. Visit att.com/guarantee to learn more. AT&T, connecting changes everything. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Must be connected to impacted tower at onset of outage. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for full details. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast
Club.
Club.
G Herbo in the morning, boy.
It shocked me. I was like,
yeah.
All right.
And when somebody go to work and fight somebody, then who fault that is? Okay, I don't even know what G Herbo said in that song. It just makes me angry.
The song is really a relieving song. He's getting some things off his chest. Yes, called Survivor's Guilt.
I gotta listen to it. I never heard that record before. Oh my goodness!
So you want to go to work and slap somebody?
I felt like slapping somebody right now.
For no reason.
How much is a bond to smack somebody right now?
God.
You see what happened to that lady yesterday?
You got bail money?
No, I don't. Why y'all think no?
Let me see if you.
You've been doing this for 30 years. You don't have no money?
Nope.
Oh, my God.
Let's get to the
Making
ladies
it
with
just like
Lauren.
everybody else.
Lauren be coming with straight facts.
She gets them from somebody that knows somebody.
She gets the details.
I'm the homegirl that knows a little bit about everything.
She be having the latest on you.
The latest with Loren LoRosa.
Sometimes she have facts, sometimes she have details, sometimes she have a little bit of everything.
What was the latest?
On the Breakfast Club.
Talk to me.
So Mariah Carey has been doing press because she has her new album that will be dropping soon. I believe it actually comes out tomorrow. And she sat down with Gayle King and they talked about a ton of different things. She first got into what it was like for her going through losing her mom and her sister. If you guys don't remember, Mariah Carey's mother passed away. And on the same day, Mariah Carey's sister passed away. And Mariah Carey actually spent the last moments with her mom. Let's take a listen to Mariah Carey.
Last year, Carey shared that her mother, Patricia Carey, and her estranged sister, Allison, died on the same day. How did you navigate that, and how did you process that?
I don't know how I processed it. I just know that it was extremely difficult for me to navigate, and it was tough because I have always had an interesting relationship with my mother.
Carey wrote very candidly about her mother in her 2020 memoir, The Meaning of Mariah Carey.
Our relationship is a prickly rope of pride, pain, shame, gratitude, jealousy, admiration, and disappointment.
It hasn't been easy, but towards the end, I was with her the whole time.
Yeah, so and Mariah Carey actually did a sit down with SZA for Apple Music, and it was called "Giving Her Flowers" or something around that. And she got emotional when talking about her mom again too in that sit down. But she also opened up a bit about her relationship with Anderson .Paak. Let's take a listen.
How did it come to be? It's you and Anderson .Paak together.
Yes.
Did you reach out to him? Did he reach out to you?
I reached out to him.
Why him?
He's brilliant. He's really a great artist.
And now you know there are pictures of you all holding hands. Is this just a...
He just likes to hold my hand. He just grabs my hand. I don't know what he's doing.
Are you saying it's just strictly we're just friends?
He's a hand-holding club.
But this is how the rumors start, because he was there at Christmas, and everybody knows what Christmas means to you.
Yes.
So when they saw him with Mariah at Christmas, then people thought, oh, this must be something serious.
Well, they better know that it's something special. It's
Yeah.
Christmas.
You know what I mean. The fact that you allowed him to come. I'm fine if you don't.
He enjoyed it.
Did you enjoy it?
I did. There was a hot tub there. It was nice.
I can't tell if Mariah be sounding robotic or she just be taking her time because she's Mariah Carey. She's
takes
not
her
in a
time.
rush. She's not in a rush to do nothing, not even speak.
Ever in this interview, the whole time she's taking her time. Even when they walk in, she's like floating into the apartment, and I'm like, yes.
That's how she
Mariah.
won the Die Hard Radio Music Festival.
She walks like that all the time, right?
Yes, and
Like she need help.
not
Like
Well, no,
walking or-
she did have somebody walk her out.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
Okay.
she looked
And
a little
then
blind.
Yeah,
But she always has that.
Please lead me.
Yeah, no, she always has that. Somebody
Yeah.
leading her.
and the wind just finds her.
You know, she
Like-
did the lighting thing at the iHeart Festival too. Remember back
Shut
in
up.
the day? Back in the day, she
No
came to
way.
Breakfast Club and she had her own lighting team and she turned the lights down. And I was like, "Well, Mariah, nobody's gonna be able to see us." And she was like, "That's the whole point, darling."
She's like, "Exactly,
She did the
darling."
same thing at the iHeartRadio Music Festival. You know, they did the interviews with the artists backstage.
Right.
She had her lighting team come in and put up her own
No
lights
way.
for her. Yes.
She is a diva.
Yes.
Why
I
you didn't
wouldn't
tell me when
expect
she was
anything other
coming?
than that.
I really, really enjoy seeing the diva of Mariah Carey, like because she's so unapologetic about being.
I don't expect anything else other than that. I mean, she's
love
Mariah
it.
Carey.
It's
When you're
Mariah.
Mariah, you can do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it. Speaking of the iHeart Festival too, I saw there was a video that was going viral from when Glow performed because Mariah Carey and Glorilla closed out the iHeart Music Festival.
Nice.
And the people were trying to point out the fact that there were empty seats when Glow was performing, which I felt was very unfair. Like Glorilla did a great job closing out the festival. I thought the video was super unfair, and they were trying to compare it to the fact that Chris Brown was in town at the same time. The festival was packed. People were there for Chris Brown.
Festival
but the
sold out.
Yeah, the festival was packed. So I just
The
thought that
iHeart Festival.
Yeah,
Yes.
iHeart Radio Music Festival was packed. Yeah, so I just thought that
What
was
you saying? Chris Brown was where?
he was also
in
in
Vegas,
Vegas,
too.
too.
Oh.
So everybody in Vegas that you were running into for the airport, from the airport to restaurants, they were either there for iHeart or they were there for Chris Brown or both. I know people who like
Vegas made money.
went insane.
And people, be leaving early, but I will say the reality of the situation is on Saturday night, it was Ed Sheeran, Mariah Carey, and Glorilla. They should have probably switched the lineup. It should have been like Glorilla, Ed Sheeran, Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey should have closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, and it wasn't like it was a late show. We were out of there by like 10 o'clock, 10:30. So.
It felt late though.
Yes, Ed Sheeran.
Yeah,
Okay.
it felt late.
Because the iHeart Festival is such a diverse group of people. Like it's grandmothers, it's grandmothers, it's daughters.
But it's
like-
different genres of music too.
Exactly.
It's country, it's hip hop, it's pop. It's
So all the youngins was in there going crazy to Glorilla.
I'm sure.
But grandma and mama probably like, hey man, it's time to go. If you ain't driving,
We gotta get on up out of here.
Yeah.
Well, so I just wanted to bring that up. But also too, in this Mariah Carey interview, I know we gotta close out, but y'all remember Nick Cannon was here and he talked about he just found out or got diagnosed as a narcissist.
Crazy. First time I ever heard of it, but yes.
Me too, us too. So Mariah Carey in this interview, her and Gayle King talk about this song that she has called I Won't Allow It. And she talks about someone with narcissistic ways. Let's take a listen.
I won't entertain all your narcissistic ways. I won't allow it.
Did you have a specific person in mind, or was that just a random thought?
That was a
Were you
specific
looking at
person.
a picture?
Internally.
Why did you want to include that one?
I liked it. I liked the vibe of it, but it's a little saucy.
see, somebody up at Gail Show didn't do their show prep. Because they could have tied the knots.
Yo,
Nick Cannon was just on the Breakfast Club, Gail.
As
He
soon
said
as
that he was narcissistic.
I saw that, I said, now I know she done probably been wrote this album before Nick came up here, but it's kind of ironic that he done went and found he's diagnosed with this and she's experienced that with someone.
Yeah, but what you mean Ben wrote the album? He got diagnosed 2 years ago.
Yeah, but he's just not. I've never heard him say that.
Never
he just
like-
talked about it.
Yeah,
So,
but he got diagnosed 2
oh,
years
you mean
ago.
they probably talked about it behind the scenes?
Oh,
you know
Lord.
that's
Yeah, you're right.
his ex-wife.
Well, you're right.
I'm telling you, people really think these folks don't have no life. They think everything we see online is their whole life.
It's not that we don't think that they don't have a life, but it seems like, because even in this interview, she didn't even want to talk about him. She told Gail, I'm going to let him have his life and I'm going to keep mine. It just seems like she lives a completely separate life.
And then
the kids go see their dad.
Let's not act like people done lied about diagnoses. Like that, people get online and say all the time things like, I have autism, or I have, and then be like, you find out they weren't really diagnosed. This is just something that they said.
Gail production
So-
team should have been on it though.
Yeah.
Because Gail could have, instead of saying, was that about somebody?
Like we heard
when Nick Cannon was on the Breakfast Club last
he said
week.
he was diagnosed with
That's
narcissism,
all I'm
and this
saying.
song said narcissism.
That's all I'm saying. But
And
who
she
am I
would-
to tell producers to do their job?
And Mariah
I'm trying
would
to tell
be
ours to do
like,
their
"Really?"
part.
producers don't- yeah, exactly.
Mariah would be like, really? He was up there? Good for him. Like, she wouldn't have still gave nothing.
She just thought she would, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Well,
I
that
don't know what he
is
does.
the latest with Loren. Now, next hour, of course, Jess Fix My Mess. So, 800-585-1051. You can get on the phone lines if you need Jess to fix your mess. You have a relationship relationship issues or problems or anything, you can call Jess right now. But Donkey, today's up next. Who are you giving that donkey to?
We need Vice President J.D. Vance to come to the front of the congregation. We'd like to have a word with him, please.
All right. We'll get to that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
This is a miracle.
There is no question that there are problems in this country between police and community.
Yes, you are a donkey.
The latest on that police killing of a black man.
Now to new developments in the deadly spa shooting rampage.
And yesterday was a really bad day for him, and this is what he did.
And so we are in a state of emergency.
Okay, white supremacist violence is and always has been the number one threat to our society.
But I'm also very proud that my wife is white.
The Breakfast Club, bitches.
All right, Charlamagne, please tell me, why was I your donkey of the day?
Yes, donkey of the day for Thursday, September 25th goes to Vice President J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance, at some point, you and other elected officials in the Trump administration have to stop acting like regular, smegular, everyday thumb thugs. Okay, what do I mean when I say thumb thugs? I'm talking to people who get online and just bang a set. Okay, broadband bloods and cyber crips. They got a side. They got a team. They got a flag they carrying, and they represent it no matter what. And you can't do that when you are the Vice President of the United States of America, because even though this administration has made it perfectly clear they are not an administration for all Americans, they should be. Okay, we should demand that of our elected officials. All right. See, yesterday morning, a sniper opened fire on an ICE agency in Dallas. The shooter fired randomly at the ICE building, and a van with 3 detainees were shot. I believe 1, maybe 2 detainees passed away. The other is in critical condition. I'm not sure. The gunman is dead. I do know that. He committed suicide. And J.D. Vance, the Vice President of the United States of America, rushed to politicize this situation. Let's listen to what Vice President J.D. Vance had to say.
But what we know is that in Dallas, Texas, an ICE facility, an Immigrations and Customs Enforcement facility, was opened fire upon by a violent left-wing extremist, a person who wrote anti-ICE messaging on their bullets, and they were politically motivated to go after law enforcement. They were politically motivated to go after people who are enforcing our border. When Democrats like Gavin Newsom did say that these people are part of an authoritarian government, when the left-wing media lies about what they're doing, when they lie about who they're arresting, when they lie about the actual job of law enforcement, what they're doing is encouraging crazy people to go and commit violence. You don't have to agree with my immigration policies. You don't have to agree with Donald Trump's immigration policies. But if your political rhetoric encourages violence against our law enforcement, you can go straight to hell, and you have no place in the political conversation of the United States of America.
That's everything, right? Okay. So much to unpack here. First of all, framing this as an attack on law enforcement when it's not, and you the Vice President of the United States of America, is extremely irresponsible. Okay, yes, shell casings found near the shooter had anti-ICE written on them, but JD, you do realize there are people who voted for Trump, who support Trump, who could potentially be anti-ICE as well. You do know that ICE isn't just deporting people who voted Democrat or who support the Democratic Party. Okay, there are plenty of videos online of Trump supporters highly disappointed because their family members and friends have been deported too. So I don't know why you would rush to frame this as an attack on law enforcement and blame the left wing and radical left rhetoric. Okay, first of all, it was the detainees who were shot and killed, the detainees who were shot and injured. How do we know that the dehumanizing rhetoric of immigrants didn't lead someone to say, you know what? F their due process. I just want to take them out. How do we know that wasn't the case? We don't. But I keep telling y'all, these politicians don't care about we the people. They care about their politics. Okay, J.D. Vance is thinking about 2026 and 2028. That's why he was quick to come out and criticize Gavin Newsom and left media for their rhetoric about ICE, saying it encourages violent behavior. Let me tell you something, J.D. It is very true that there have been multiple shootings at ICE agencies in 2025. And I don't condone any of them. Okay, there's no justification for them. But if ICE, who is just doing their jobs, has a mandate from the Trump administration to deport 1 million people annually, okay, not just the criminals and illegals. We see U.S. citizens included in that, and folks with pending legal claims, people being wrongly deported because of administrative errors and policy changes. Watching that is going to drive some people mad. Okay, again, not justifying any of these shootings that have happened at ICE agencies, but to act like Democratic politicians and left-wing media are the sole reason some people don't like ICE agents, well, that's just intellectually dishonest. okay, and ignoring some very obvious issues that are happening in this country. That's why I don't understand why some Republicans and the Vice President of the United States of America are so quick to demand that political opponents stop demonizing ICE. Hey, J.D. Vance and Republicans, how about you stop demonizing your political opponents until we get all the facts of the situation? Okay, because the political framing of this being an attack on law enforcement just isn't true. Okay, the victims weren't ICE agents. It was the people being detained. And you're jumping to blame without evidence. We don't know if any political speech led to this violence. We don't know the motivation. We don't know the background. We don't know the mental state of the shooter. It's all still under investigation. Not to mention, all the data in this country nowadays points to right-wing extremists being more responsible for acts of political violence in America than the left. The left is pretty pussycat. Okay.
Whoa, don't scare me now.
I'm just saying, the left is pretty pussycat, okay? But when the right is quick to blame the left, we overlook the pattern of right-wing political violence. JD, you are the Vice President of the United States of America. I don't understand how y'all ask one side to tone it down, but simultaneously blame Democrats for political violence and energize more people on the right to potentially commit political violence against Democrats and the left for zero reason. Stop being ready to politicize tragedy. You are the Vice President. You need a cautious, fact-based approach, okay? When you frame this as an attack on law enforcement, you shift attention away from things we should be discussing, like immigrant rights, detainee safety, conditions in ICE custody, or how detainees are treated. Those are the relevant issues to this story, okay? Not to mention always common sense gun reform. But, JD, you can't call for restraint while using inflammatory language. You can't prematurely attribute motive and intent. If you're so worried about the rhetoric from Democrats, then make sure your rhetoric matches the facts, okay, of the situation. And framing this as an attack on law enforcement, despite no law enforcement being harmed, is not the facts of the situation. Please give Vice President J.D. Vance the biggest hee-haw.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you for that donkey today.
Yes, ma'am.
Great choice of words. You scared the hell out of me. All right, everybody else, Jess Fix My Mess. 800-585-1051. If you need some fixing in your life, and call us up right now, 800-585-1051. Jess will fix you right. All right, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Help me. Made it.
It's the real deal. Help me. Help me.
Oh my God.
I'm all up in your mess. I'ma fix it. Fix it. Fix it. Just gonna fix your mess, cause my advice is real.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. It's time for Jess Fix My Mess. Hello, who's this?
Hello.
Hey, what's up, brother? It's Mike?
Yes, sir.
Mike, what's up, man? What's your question for Jess?
The short and sweet version is trying to get some help on my controlling tendencies and the jealousy and the non-trust that I got going on in my relationship.
Insecurities. Go ahead.
I've been trying to do better. It hasn't been working out. And now my wife is going to meet some random person at a coffee shop to talk about work.
Well, are they
just don't fit right?
Are they really random? Or, you said she's going to meet a random person at a coffee shop to go talk about work. Obviously, it's not random if it's about work. Have you asked all questions?
Yeah.
Who is the person? Is it a man or a woman?
I believe it's a woman.
Okay.
That's what I was told.
Okay. What type of work does she do?
UX design and research.
Okay. So what's so bad about this? Now listen, before you answer that, do you think it's you, or do you really believe that she's cheating? Some type of infidelity is going on? Or do you believe it's you in your own way?
It's 100% me.
Okay. So you are aware first. Okay. Now what is the problem?
I don't know. It just don't sit right. There's a part of me that is worried because there is some possible, I don't even know how to word it, but there's some things that are unsafe about her position and where she works.
Okay.
And it's listed on her Indeed, and I'm a glass empty, half empty kind of guy.
Mm-hmm. Are you?
So I always think the worst.
Yeah. Now, are you just a person with severe paranoia, or are you madly insecure about your wife cheating on you?
Great question.
Yeah.
I mean,
because
to be
severe
honest, I guess I'd have to
paranoia
say I'm
is
insecure.
different. Paranoia is different from insecure. It's different. That means you're not only paranoid about your wife losing her life or being injured, you're also paranoid about yourself and your children or your family members. It's just the world is against you. Anything can happen. Those are people, there are people that have, they're radically paranoid, but then insecurity is a different thing, because then that's more so like only geared to your relationships.
Yeah. I would say it's a little bit of both, but I would probably lean towards the paranoia.
Okay. So you need a therapist. You need to work. That's because you have to work on yourself. Has your wife ever cheated on you that you know of that you can prove before?
No.
Okay. Yeah, this is a you thing, and that's good. That's good, because that's what you told me at the beginning of the call. You need more than me to fix your mess. You need a therapist. You need to, but I love that you are aware. You need a professional, that like an expert, somebody that I'm not for people getting on medicine or anything like that, because you seem well aware of everything that's going on. You just know that you have a problem. And I think you should talk to a professional and sit down, like individually, not even with your wife. Therapy with your wife would be second, but first you have to get your mental together, because I'm not going to say there's no reason that you should be thinking like that, especially in 2025, this world today. But I can imagine that only heightens, the state of the country that we're in. That only heightens your paranoia. But you definitely need professional help, brother.
All right. I will look into that. I appreciate your help, and I love everything you guys do. I listen every morning.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, my name is DeAndre.
Hello, DeAndre.
What's your question, brother?
My fiance, she posted her trainer on Instagram, and when she posted them, she had a little caption or whatever, but the song in the background was like, "I'm your nasty dancer, dancing for money, doing what you want." You know that song?
Yeah.
Am I tripping? Is that like a weird post?
Yeah, it's a little inappropriate. This your wife, you said?
My fiance.
Well, your fiance. Okay, yeah. And her trainer is a guy, of course.
Yeah.
All right. So unless that's her cousin, like a long time ago episode of Love and Hip Hop, when remember when Yandy had the cousin who was the trainer, and she posted, and Mendici had a problem with that. That was her husband. Whether that's her cousin or not, don't be putting my wife on the page, and you don't be posting nothing like that with inappropriate lyrics. You can work out and do it in an appropriate way, and still market the way that you need to market yourself as working out or as the trainer, without the song, without the, is it a booty shot? Like, is it
she posted him. But that's the part. Like, for his birthday, she posted him for his birthday.
Oh,
with that song in the background.
Oh yeah, that's very inappropriate. She posted it. It's his birthday, and then the song just is. Yeah, no, that's yeah. I don't like it. Did you talk to her about it?
Yeah, I talked to her about it. It's like one of those things, she don't see it as an issue. That made it worse. I'm like, well, I don't get, like, I'm telling you it's a problem.
And she didn't take it down?
No,
Yeah, you got bigger problems on your hands, brother. Something ain't right,
yeah, that's the sign. I know I wasn't tripping. I just
you're not tripping. That's your fiance.
That's the reason why I got to.
Yeah, you ain't tripping. I'm here to tell you. Envy, you think you tripping?
Hell no.
Yeah, I don't think you tripping at all.
What was the song?
I'm your dancer for money. Do what you want me to do.
Hey, good.
Nasty dancer.
She should have posted friends. How many of us have the that's better, but like not dancer, sexy dancer. What?
Right.
It's your birthday.
And you post him. She posted the trainer for his birthday. Put that on there. Yeah. And even when he brought it to her attention, she said she didn't see what was wrong with it, and she didn't take it down. He got a bigger fish to fry.
Wow.
Bigger problems. Yep, you ain't crazy, so whatever you're thinking about doing, do it.
Okay. All right, appreciate y'all.
No problem.
All right, bro. Just Fix My Mess. 800-585-1051. Now, when we come back, we got the latest with Loren. I know Lauren's going to jump into this record. It sounds like it's a Remy Ma new record, and she's throwing some bars. We'll see when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Lauren be coming with straight facts.
Made
She gets them from somebody that knows somebody.
She gets the details.
I'm the homegirl that knows a little bit about everything.
She be having the latest on you.
The latest with Loren LoRosa.
Sometimes she have facts, sometimes she have details, sometimes she have a little bit of everything.
Well, it's the latest.
On The Breakfast Club.
Talk to me.
All right, I know I've been Mariah Carey obsessed since the I Heart Music Festival, but I got one last thing we got to do with Mariah because the people are dragging Talil. Talil is a streamer who is friends with Kai Cenat. He was on Hot Ones, which is a show on Complex where, they eat the hot chicken wings and they're talking about Mafia-thon, and they asked who was the worst guest that came on Mafia-thon. Let's take a listen to what he said.
Worst celebrity in Mafia-thon 3?
The worst celebrity that has came to Mafia-thon 3, Mariah Carey. Damn. And I only say Mariah Carey because I feel like her intentions was to promote her album, and I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with that. You feel what I'm saying? Because business, you gotta respect good business. You feel what I'm saying? But what was the exchange for us? Like, I know she didn't want to sing, I know she didn't want to dance. You feel what I'm saying? But I feel like Kai, he held up his end of the burger. She promoted her album. Kai spoke to the kids. He did everything that he wanted. He did everything that probably was her team intentions and her intentions. And I feel like it wasn't really nothing in exchange. If you're gonna come on Mafia-thon, you have to come and you have to be vulnerable. You feel what I'm saying? You have to come, be ready to come have fun. That's 100%. What's the excitement. When you come into Mafia-thon, you don't know what to expect. It's like a field dream. You don't know what to expect when you come to Kai House. You feel what I'm saying? So that's how I feel.
So folks mad at that young man for his opinion?
They are.
I think he articulated that very well. He was asked the question and he answered it.
Exactly. I mean, so for me, I wasn't upset at what he said. I thought he was just being honest. But what the upset is it's Mariah Carey. She's a legend. There should be more respect about if she chooses not to do certain things, she chooses not to do that. But I will say, I went back and watched the stream again because when I watched it when she was there, and I didn't remember it being like boring, but there wasn't like jump out moments.
It's Mariah Carey.
But listen, she did a lot of things that he said that she didn't do. So he said she didn't want to sing. They were doing a spelling bee, and she sung with them a couple times. So let's take a listen to Mariah Carey singing during the spelling bee.
Incessantly.
I said it was supposed to be incessantly.
What that mean? Incessantly means something happens over and over.
Oh, incessantly?
It's in one of my songs. Heartbreak, you got the best of me, but I just keep on coming back incessantly.
Damn. I had no idea what that word was. All this shit I was just humming. Right.
By the way, I don't think none of this is that deep. If there was people who watched that interview and enjoyed it, great. But they asked him a question.
That's how he felt.
Thought was the worst guest, and that was his answer.
The people always gonna come out swinging. I think when it comes to just people of a certain like
lambs.
The legend.
Yeah, no, the lambs are, but it's not even just the lambs. It's people in general saying this is disrespectful, and I think it's
why.
I think it's a age thing for sure.
Definitely.
And also, you just regard Mariah Carey a certain way.
Yeah, he didn't disrespect her.
No, he didn't.
Like that. That was his opinion.
I don't know.
But it's like I don't know where he saw her do anything that he described before in life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
I don't think it's an age thing. It's just how they feel like the interview did. If it would have been a younger artist and they feel like the artist didn't give what they were supposed to give, I think they would have said the same thing.
And I will say, even in the comments from when the stream was up, if you look at the comments on YouTube, the fans weren't saying that. They were like, yo, this is legendary. It's Mariah Carey. Do we understand how big this is? And that was the first time Kai said that they had ever revealed an album cover on the stream, because Mariah Carey's album that she's been promoting, they revealed the cover there. He said it's the first time they got to do that. She FaceTimed one of her kids. Her son was in the chat while they were doing it. She was in the chat.
I do agree with what's his name, Talil?
Talil, yes.
I do agree with what he said as far as coming on there to promote your album. Like that's a given. Like, they know you're on there to promote something, but don't be so obvious about it. Don't go there like it's a regular promo stop. Go there just to kick it and be relaxed.
But that's what I'm saying, though.
She
was as relaxed as Mariah Carey would be. She was chilling.
I didn't watch it.
Jumping up and down.
Yeah, I didn't see it either.
It got to a point where like the spelling bee words was so like the words was killing them.
I didn't see it either, but I'm not gonna argue with that man's opinion. He was asked the question. That was his opinion.
Rightfully so.
Like, that's it.
Rightfully so. She even did the motivational speech. We have her speech. Let's take a listen.
Hold on to hope no matter what's going on in your life. Pray when you need to pray. And don't ever let anybody put you down.
All right. Come on, man.
Pray when you need to pray.
Drink water too, kids.
Drink when you're thirsty. Eat when you're hungry.
All right. Don't put anything metal in electric sockets.
Sleep when you need to sleep.
Go to sleep when you're tired.
What the hell?
And she told Talib.
I mean, maybe people needed to hear that basic ass wisdom.
That should be a positive note
people
today.
don't need the basics.
Bring that back in a positive note. She told them she would get them Christmas gifts. She did the best she could, okay, with what she got. That's what Mariah do.
Right.
Now,
Did she tell them to bring an umbrella when it rains?
No, but that that would have
Wipe
been
your
golden.
ass with toilet paper. That's stupid. Stupid.
In other music news,
Yeah, 'cause let's get to this. Come on.
Yeah, so Remy Ma, right? There's a song circulating right now. It's from Connie Diamond, who is a music artist from the Bronx. Y'all may know her from the song "Get On Ratchet." We have that song.
Love Connie Diamond.
Yes, so Connie Diamond dropped a project called Underdog Season 2. On that project, there's a song called Head Tap. Remy Ma is on the verse, and people are saying that this is a diss toward Clarissa Shields. Let's take a listen.
We don't want that.
No.
But Remy rapping
going
back to prison.
Oh my God, yeah.
Remy rapping.
Well,
I love hearing Remy rap, but I don't want her to go back to prison, Remy.
This is just bars, okay? Just bars.
Yeah,
She said, why would I fight you when I got a gun, bitch?
So I was told, I talked to Connie Diamond yesterday, and she told me that this was not a diss at Clarissa Shields. It was just Remy in the booth rapping, and that's what she does. They made the song. But now I will be fair.
Connie said it. Did you reach out to Remy, though?
Remy's not good. No, I didn't reach out to Remy. I
Good
reached
point.
out to.
That's a good point. Good point, Jess.
Well, y'all talk to Remy directly. Someone please reach out for me because
I am
she's not going to
asking
respond to
Remy
me.
about no goddamn verse.
That's why we did it. That's why I called Connie.
Because Connie gave you the PR answer. I like that. I love that.
Connie get busy too, though. If it was that, Connie would have stood on it.
I'll give you Remy number. You call her.
Yeah, but she can't. She still can't answer for another person.
Like, are you dumb?
She still can't answer for another person, though. You know.
Well, so here is what fans are pointing out. Of course, you're number 2. I'm number 1. Clarissa is, the GWOP. She proudly says and tells people she is number 1.
Mm-hmm.
They also, they were arguing. Yes, but I mean, just the play on the numbers, but also too, they're back and forth about Papoose and who's his girlfriend, not girlfriend, all those things. And then why would we fight when I got a gun? Y'all remember Clarissa Shields invited Remy Ma to get in a boxing ring, and then said she would fight her for $1, like all the things. So people are like, this was a shot, but Connie Diamond told me that it's not, and I didn't call Remy, but
okay,
yeah.
Well,
it was a great verse, though.
Clarissa rap too, she said. So
yeah,
maybe she'll get in the booth.
Matter
of fact, now she got music that we.
She got an album coming out, right?
Yeah, she has an album coming out. But she also posted yesterday Clarissa Shields posted at the shooting range, and she wanted people to know she's licensed and she got something on her hip.
This is silly. Nah, this is ridiculous. Now this is silly.
Stop.
Yeah, we shouldn't even be having this conversation. Like, this is silly. It sounds like we're encouraging it in a way.
No, no.
Like, no.
I'm not encouraging it.
I just like Remy rapping. That's all.
I love Remy rapping.
That's it. Oh boy! All right.
You gonna call her?
No.
Jess wanted me to call her. No. I ain't calling her.
I'm just saying, like, if we gonna talk about some, you know what I'm saying, we gonna have to talk about it, or we don't bring it up at all. And if that is a shot toward whoever, and it's another person in the gun range, whatever, it's just talking about it. It ain't, egging it on. It's like, all right, what's gonna happen? We gonna see.
You kind of because we should just be talking about the verse. See, what happens on social media is they start bringing in all kind of stuff that don't got nothing to do with the rap.
I just
she was
the
at the
verse
gun range. Like, no, I just thought the verse was dope.
No, she started. There was the one, and then the one with the two.
That's what you do. I'm not trying to hear that because anytime there's bars dropped and it's a battle and it's guys, y'all pick apart the words and pick it here and blah 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 blah. But the minute we do it, we're encouraging and blah blah blah.
Because usually the guys are direct.
Health, and then you go see your therapist.
Usually the guys. Well, also too, can I say something else? Can I say something else that nobody wants to say?
Yes, sir.
Remy actually, you know what I mean?
Remy actually what? You still ain't saying it. Remy actually what?
Because I don't want to.
Because it's the radio. People listening, they can't see. So what?
What did she go to prison for, guys?
She said it in the gun.
She that's why I don't want her to go back.
Guys, Connie said it wasn't about that.
Exactly.
So
Connie, listen, Underdog Season 2 is out. The project is actually fire, too. Please go take a listen to Connie Diamond's project. Y'all will hear Head Tap on there as well.
Connie Diamond. Now, can I just get to the mix? It's T.I.'s birthday. Can I play some T.I. joints?
It's Will Smith's birthday, too.
Play T.I. and Will Smith.
All right.
Yes.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
You're checking out the Breakfast Club.
Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Salute to Mayor Adams, New York City Mayor, for joining us this morning.
That's right. When is the election? November, right?
Yeah, I didn't know he was in 4th place. I thought he was in 3rd.
Nah, he's polling 4th right now.
Wow. All right. Well,
I mean, people are calling for him to drop out. But one thing I do know about Mayor Adams will say that he's going to do something or say he's not going to do something, and then the very next day do it. Like, I remember when he was on Flagrant, he said that he wasn't going to run as an independent. He was going to stay in as a Democrat.
The next day he ran as independent?
Literally the next day he announced he was running as an independent. I'm talking about literally the next day. So, All
right, well,
that's what he does.
New York City Mayor Adams. You can check out the full interview on our YouTube page. Now, Jess, where you at this weekend?
This weekend, I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana at the Close Memorial Hall, y'all. Get your tickets. We got 2 shows. One starts at 7:30. The second one starts at 11 p.m. I will not be doing meet and greet there, but I'm sure the other comics will. It will be me, Earthquake, D. Ray Davis, Tony Roberts, and a local from there. So I can't wait to see y'all in Indianapolis. I haven't been there in a while. And yeah, I'll be there soon.
Okay, all right. Now, Charlamagne, you got a positive note?
I do, but I want to tell y'all first, man, that my 5th annual Mental Wealth Expo is happening October 11th in New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey. It is going to be at the Joel and Diane Bloom Wellness and Event Center from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. The event is free and open to all ages. Some of the best mental health professionals in the country will be there. Dr. Alfie Breland Noble, Debbie Brown, Jason Wilson, Angela Rye will be there, Dr. Jay Barnett, Dr. Rita Walker, my man Elliot Connie, Deontay Wilder, my guy Deontay Wilder, man, former heavyweight champion in boxing. He will be there as well. My man Pastor Carl Lentz will be there. Queen Afua, whole lot of people, man. So go to mentalwealthexpo.com to register. And remember, it is a free event, free, October 11th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. in Newark, New Jersey. Okay, now the positive note is simply this. Emotional maturity means focusing on your own reaction when faced with someone else's dysfunction. Have a great day.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?